Go outside, enjoy some nice weather, and grab some rocks so we can go and start off this craft. I have just about 30 rocks that are here, but you can always have more or less depending on how big you want to make this. Have a piece of felt down and ready to roll, and sketch out an oval shape. This has divots in the inside of it, and yours can be shaped pretty much however, as long as it's circular, it'll be a lot easier. Then cut it out and shape it. Also, do not worry about any of the pen that you have used or any of the marker that you have used to go and mark the felt. It's not going to matter and you will not see it. After everything is cut out, go and start to use hot glue and glue down some of your rocks. You're going to go and create a first layer of rocks, so try to make sure that they overlap pretty well and that they at least touch each other when you glue them down. Put one rock in the middle before you continue around the edges. Believe me, it's going to be a lot easier if you do so. And then continue to glue down rocks, but leave an opening. This opening is going to be for a flat rock that I found. You don't need to use flat rocks though, you can always use rocks that are the same ones as these jagged ones. Stack up 2 more, and then from there, stack up a smaller one onto the top. You can see that this is bending a little bit, but we're going to fix that as we go and continue to glue on the second layer. Now for the second layer, try to find rocks that are going to match into any of the divots and also holes. Continue to go and fill rocks in for a second layer. And for going and securing this larger piece, you're going to put a bunch of hot glue onto a flatter rock and pretty much just glue this rock to the others that are at the edges. Continue to go and stack the second layer, and now start to fill the middle. As you fill the middle, this is also going to secure the stacked rocks that you have that are larger. Go and put on a second layer of hot glue after you have a first layer down, and now take a piece of plastic and create lines of hot glue on it. This is going to be for a waterfall. You can also use nonstick paper, but I found that this plastic had a bit more texture to it, and honestly it looks a lot cooler and gives the water a bit more motion and just feel of it actually flowing. It also keeps it pretty clear, unlike some parchment papers which might give it a little bit of a kind of dulled, matte look on the back end of it. Continue to go and add hot glue. What I'm doing is I'm actually making waves that are around this rock that's in the center. I do suggest doing that as well too. If you have put a rock in the middle, you want to go and start by creating circles around that. Think of how water would actually flow and pretty much go and bounce off of all of the different rocks that are here. Continue to go and add circular lines. They don't need to be perfect. When you see waves or you see any sort of lines in the water, they're never, of course, completely and totally round. After all of these lines of hot glue are down and your hot glue has cooled fully that is on plastic or parchment paper, we're going to go and cut it out or peel it. So because I use this on plastic, it is not going to peel, so I'm going around the edges and shaping it. Just get as close as you possibly can to any of the hot glue without cutting into the hot glue. It does not need to be perfect since we're going to go and fill in the other areas, and all of this plastic honestly isn't going to show at the edges at all. It'll be covered with hot glue. As you see again, the plastic's not really going too far, so just cut any of the extra little pieces that are off at the edge, but you don't have to fully and totally worry. If there's a large enough gap, use your scissors and go and cut that as well. It's just going to look a lot better, and try to remove any excess plastic. Now take your waterfall and line it up with the rocks that you have stacked. I made mine a little bit larger and a little bit longer and taller just to kind of see what I could have to work with. You can also save the extra hot glue and use it to stack if you really want to. So I'm going to be putting this one rock down from the top and then securing it in place from there. Shape it and bend it slightly so you have it in place before you put down any hot glue. It's going to make it a lot easier if you do. Secure it very lightly at the top with a small amount of hot glue that goes onto the next rock on the top. Continue to go and take hot glue and put it down the already formed pieces of hot glue that you have. And just continue to stack the hot glue. As you can see, this is kind of floating a little bit, so what we're going to do is secure this to the top. On your top rock, what you're going to go and do is put hot glue that extends down. This layer should go and cool down a bit before you extend this down further. It's just going to make it look a little bit better if you let at least the top layer cool. After it's cooled slightly, continue to add hot glue. And let the hot glue at the top cool down. Now go and see how exactly you want these rocks to look. I want it to look like there's water coming out of the center of these rocks, and also shape it in almost an oval-like shape to go and give it more of like a waterfall look. So after you figure out how you want this to look, go and put hot glue down and glue down rocks. Again, I want it to look like the water is flowing out of the center of these rocks. Now go and glue rocks at the sides, which again, I'm trying to make it look like this is an oval-like shape and that there's water coming down. These rocks also, too, towards the bottom, are going to help secure the other rocks that you stacked upon each other in place. Make sure to do this on both sides. This is just going to secure things better and also make it look just a little bit more natural. Take the tip of your hot glue gun that is warmed and go around the bottom of where you have the waterfall. Use a tapping motion to go and create what looks like an area where water would be splashing in. And also as you go, make sure to pull off any webs. Let this cool down, and after it's cooled down, you can go and put it anywhere in your house. I actually brought it outside just to kind of show how it looks in the natural sunlight, and it's really pretty. You could also use other adhesives if you would want to have this as an outdoor craft, as something that you're going to keep outside. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, have a great one and take care.